No, let me explain this way. I'm developing. There is a concept called we are working for healthcare. So I wanted to start a little bit slowly so that I will bring into the project which I'm working. Okay, so healthcare. I'm working for healthcare. Let's say if patient is registered. Let's say the moment we go to the hospital, right? So they will give a form and fill up the details, and account will be created. Patient account will be created. We call it generally as a member account, member or patient. Okay, so I wanted to there will be a mobile app. Okay, from mobile app itself, let's say you have downloaded a patient instead of we, like patient is downloaded an app. Okay, and he wanted to create an account. Okay, from mobile app. Okay, request comes to web methods. Okay, let's say slash patient is by resource name, because I'm creating a patient, I'm deleting a patient, I'm updating a patient, I'm reading a patient. These are the operations I can generally do with a patient. Okay, and also I can query the patients with the first name, query the patient with last name. Those things also I may need in future. Okay, but I'm working with them, so that is nothing but a patient resource. So we are dealing with a patient resource of patient. So assuming that mobile app is there, okay, someone is developed, it's always many times, like when we say mobile apps, always they will go with the REST APIs only. They will not use the SOAP APIs. Okay, because it's nowadays everyone is using REST. It's lightweight protocol. That's why any mobile apps, if you take kind of a forms and all, those are there. Even banking also, they develop REST APIs. Okay, they call the REST APIs. So mobile app calling REST API. So patient app I'm creating. Okay, patient, for a patient healthcare, we are creating a mobile app. Assuming we means there will be a team, mobile app team will is developing. We are the integration part. We are developing ourselves, patient REST APIs using web methods. So patient is my resource. So first thing is I wanted to read a patient. Okay, so method will be get. Get is always used to retrieve my patient. So we have to think like this. I will try to simplify how we can do. Okay, so I want to read a patient. Read all patients. Maybe you will ask why mobile app wants to read all the patients, right? So because as a mobile, I'm using one lap phone. I want to read my details. I don't want to read all patient details, right? Are you getting mobile app? So it is for my personal. Like I wanted to use the app so that I can fetch my data. I can create my own account. I can update my patient data, my address and all those things from mobile. Okay. So all reading all patients is not required. Okay. But there will be another application. There is a dashboard within the company, within the organization, or within the hospital. They need a kind of dashboard. Okay, so they also need they wanted to monitor all the patients information. Okay, so this is our mobile app. This is our dashboard for a hospital. Okay, so this one is like mobile app. So all these calling our web methods now. There's a two instances. The dashboard is also calling web methods as well. Some mobile app is calling. Mobile app needed only patient, get patient. Only one patient information is sufficient. But this dashboard need all the patients. Yeah, all the patient information. Like they have a UI. Assuming that they have a UI, they wanted like all the patient, if 1 2 3 4 5 6 patient data, patient name, patient first name, last name, mobile number, area, address, something like that. They want information. SSN number, driving, Aadhaar card number, like that. Okay, so they need this information. So that's why we may need some types we need like read all the patients. So generally we develop read all patients, all ratios. Basically any ratios will develop a kind of a read all will implement. So that will be URL will be slash patient. Okay, just think in our way. Okay, so now I want I wanted to read all the patients, right? So my output will be a list, an array. Basically it's not a single patient information. If you read all the patients, it cannot be a single object. Okay, now you should know like single object, what is object, what is an array. I think you know little bit now. Okay, so I need to think like, oh, this is like object. So in terms of JSON, this is one patient, second patient. So that means this patient information. Okay, assuming I have not given all that fields, but it will be there. So like this, I need an objects. Okay, in terms of more clarity, this is an array. So patient, first name, last name. So this will be like this, patient ID. Let's say I will start with ID. So I'm using patient, this is ID. Okay, ID something 1 2 3. So JSON format, I'm giving the JSON format because the rest, if I go with a JSON, it's lightweight, more lightweight compared with XML. Okay, so mobile apps many times they use JSON only, not XML. Okay, though REST supports both XML as well as JSON, but we generally go with the, in mobile apps we go with the JSON because of the small size, and there are parsers very easy to parse and get the data from the this JSON. Okay, so that's why in mobile apps we'll go with the JSON message only using REST APIs. Okay, first name. So some first name like, so like this we will have first one object. Okay, we'll have second object. Okay, third object, like that. Hundreds of as many as patients are there, all those objects will be there. So that means this is one document, this is one patient document, right? You are getting right. This is patient document. This is again a patient. You will have like that patient, which all comes under one document, which is an array. Okay, so that is a get patient. Now we'll start with here this simple one, how to develop a REST service. We'll go with one by one now. Okay, if you want you can also start the same way, but let me explain you then. So one more thing is, whenever you get time, search Google also REST APIs. Okay, read what other guys are saying, not the web methods point of view. You have to know like because you wanted to be in the latest technologies, right? So if anyone asks, or not only anyone asks, why should we care about others? Why not ourselves to learn? Okay, what is REST services? And second thing is, think very lightly, not like oh something is happening. Okay, just think very basic, simple, what I should do every time. And thing is, try or solve your problem yourself. Why it is not coming? What should be the output? Just think in very easy way. Okay, then you will solve the problems. Sure, you did it. but I was thinking like, no, you should have opened a pen and paper. Okay, I'm just giving guidance, like, don't take me wrong, but how to do is take pen and paper. What is I'm doing? What is my output? Okay, what is my output? What should I do to get my output? If you think that way, right, you can do wonders. You're trying, but think what you wanted output. So the way like I thought is like I wanted this output. Okay, okay. So for this, what should I do? I can create two separate documents. One is a list, and inside that all I can do. Second one is I can create one and I try to refer in another. Okay, let's say start with patient rest service. Okay, I'm creating more. Okay, so now I will create a patient folder here. I'm working with patient. Now here, let's say I will create a document. Starts with the document docs. Assuming that I wanted all its output, right? I wanted like this: first name, last name, and other fields. Okay, so I will create a patients document. Okay, documents, where is documents? Okay, documents type. So patients. Okay, I'll create now. Yeah, if we have JSON message, I can do with a JSON sample is there, I can use a JSON sample. Okay, if I don't have a JSON sample, what happened? Okay, so Shiva, you are getting right. So last time what I shown you, from the JSON document, if I have there, I can create document. Okay, I don't want to
manually create.
Yeah, so you have to think what way you can develop. Are you getting? So there is no rules I can define. Okay, I don't want to define like you have to develop like this only. When we work in a project, right? Okay, I will specify, or whoever leading, they will define. You create documents like this. But when you're leading, okay, team, so whatever you should know like how to create these documents. Now JSON. If I have a JSON sample, someone is shared, I can create a document. If someone is not shared, that is fine. There will be an Excel sheet or something like the way Notepad you will create all these things fields. Okay, and then from that also you can create. Okay, now I'm showing I don't want to create a JSON message here and then save it and then create a document. I will try to go and create a document itself. Just try. Okay, so now if you see, this is one document, this is one document, and one document, which is a list, right? So what I can do is document list. I can use it directly, document list also. This is, I can say, patients contains patient. Okay, if I create like this, there is an issue. Okay, let me tell you what is the issue. ID, okay, and name. I'm just going to create only two, assuming. So rest of the fields we can create similar. Okay, so suppose let's say this will fulfill, right? I need list of patients, right? This is patient. So what will happen? So if I see this is my document list, okay, ID, name. So multiple will come or not? Multiple patients. So this will solve. Any questions? All are mute.
One second, repeat, sir. Repeating document list.
Okay. So if I look at my output, suppose let's say this is my, I'm expecting this one patient. Okay.
Yes.
So this is an array, right? It's an array. Okay. So this one is one patient. It contains ID, name. It's a repeated ID, name, repeated. Okay. So if patients is my document name, document type name, contains patient, which is a document list.
Yes.
So document list is patient. That means ID name. This will repeat, right? Every time this is, if I have 5 patients, this will repeat.
Repeat, yes.
Okay. It will come like this: one array, one record, one record, one record, one record.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's say this one is okay. So now okay, this one first will implement. Okay. Now this is document is created. I'm going to create a REST service. So web service. So web, which is RESTful service. REST is keyword, so I'm using web services. Okay. Now here, what I will do is select REST resource. Okay, patient resource. Patient. Let's say no. Here no. Whatever the name you will give, right? That is your URI. You should not give something different. So Anusha, you given something patient resource list, something you given, correct? So it's a big name you give. So no. Yeah. So here you should give whatever the name of your URI. So this is patient / patient. No? So we'll give that name only here. Resource name. Okay. So when you access URL, this with name only you have to use. Now what I am doing is document based REST resource. I will use document based. I don't want empty. Okay. When I select this and generate a resource. Okay. When I click it here, right? So select the document type. I'm selecting my document is patients. Okay. No unique identifier, no field is available in the document list. Okay. Okay. I got it. What is it? Okay. So we'll come back to here. It will not just one. Okay. Patient. Okay. Let's go to, okay. I will create a first service, flow service. Let's say which is get all patients in his, okay, the flow. What I'm doing is right click, next, REST service, REST resource, patient. I will use next. I don't want to generate JSON API template URL. I don't want empty REST resource only. I will select. I will do. Okay. Now it's not something created document at all. I don't want to use this one. I will leave it. But here I will click. It's a resource URL is /patient. Okay, because I wanted all the patients. I'm using my patients. Okay. The flow name is get all patients, the one we created. Select. And it's a get method. Okay, I'm saving. Now I don't need this one. This patient folder and doc types, I don't need. What I will do is I will delete. Don't need. Okay. So now it's a simple process. I have a patient. I created a patient resource get method. It goes to get all patients. Okay. We know outputs here. This patients. I will copy patient. This and drag patients. It will be multiple patients will be. Okay. You're getting right? Multiple patients. Now let's try map so that I wanted to set the output. Okay, just for testing purpose. Then I will go to the database and I will query. Okay, so here I have my patient's output, right? This is ID name. Let me set value 1, just hard coding. Okay, yes, it's a patient name is test. Okay, I'm not doing anything, so this is my output only. Okay, patient which is an array, it contains like this. Okay, you got it, right? So now this is there. I know my patients how to test. Okay, this slash patient. Now saved it, right? I will go to my integration server, postman, http://
/localhost
Rest
/restream patient
patient. So here I need my
authentication. This is authentication.
and
Hit application. Accept by this.
so generally give content type also, even though if it is not required. Okay, give this to. Okay. Send the request. You got the patient. See, patients. I got this patient. Okay, I still don't want like this patients and all. Okay, now I don't want this also. Everything. Yeah, so I need an array with simplified. Can I do that? So what I will do is here, instead of creating a patient, okay, what I will do is I'll create only patient. Okay, let me do something. I'm just trying. Everything is I'm trying now itself. I never did this earlier. Now let's say patient only. Patient document. So now done. So patient is this is ID, patient ID. Okay, and name. Let me see this one. This is 2. What I will do is instead of get patients here, output. I don't want this one. Instead of this one, I will delete. I wanted to refer this one, but document list. I will use document reference list. Okay, I'm using my docs patient, not patients. Okay, this is called patient. Edit. Okay, now I will go to my patients app input. In the map input, so this will not be there. If I remove it, how to remove now? Just delete, automatically it will go if I save it. Okay, now this value I'm saving 1. This one is test. Okay, save it. Now again I'm going to test the same. I got patient which is like this. So at least it gives structure like patient. It's an array, multiple values are coming. Okay, so here only 1 is there, but if you see this one, it's an array. If I added multiple, it will come. Okay, okay, so now I can remove this also. Like let's say, so what I did is I created a document called patient. Okay, let's think about like this. Okay, and then I created a website called get all patients. Get all patients, my input is, there's no input, but output is my patients, which is an array. Correct? So I used patient's ID name like this. So I used this patient as a reference document list.
Document reference list.
Okay, document reference list, because I wanted documents reference list. If I use document list, okay, you have to create all the fields here only. Okay, you cannot use the same structure multiple places, because you have to copy paste everywhere. Are you getting? If I use document list, suppose let's say document list is I dropped here, you have to create all the fields here only. After that, you have to create all the fields here. If the same structure, I want some other operations. Okay, I cannot use it. I have to go and create again. Are you
If
getting?
you want to refer, the computer will take reference.
Correct. If I have this one, I already create a patient. Now, suppose let's say I'm going to create one more thing. Flow. Get patient. Get patient by ID. Let's say here I need patient only. If I see this one, I need in output is patient only. Only one patient. If I use document list, I have to create again all these fields here. Are you getting? But
Yes, sir.
I can use this one here. I can reference is there. Suppose tomorrow one more field I wanted to add. Okay, if I had to add one more field, okay, I can go and edit here only. First F name is there, right? Now I will go add one more last name. Right. So document why we create is basically you wanted to reuse. Wherever you want to reuse means reusability concept. So this patient maybe you need in multiple places. So that's why we'll create a document. Okay. Now I created a document.
If we drag and drop also, we get those values, no, sir. Idea.
Yeah, that is what we created. Drag and drop is here from here or from where you want to drag and drop. You create a document. Anushka, can you elaborate?
You just now taken that doc. You drag and drop that patient document, no, sir. You are saying something. We have to create again here.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, so basically when to create a document, okay, when to create a fields in the input output directly. Okay, suppose if you want to create, if you create fields here directly, you cannot use reuse the schema, whatever you created schema here, right? That you cannot reuse. You cannot do. But if I create a separate document, I can drag and drop, or I can drag and drop, right? So that I can reuse. Basically, I can reuse multiple places. If any changes I have to do the document, I can go and do at one place so that it will change in all the flow services. Are you getting? No. Yeah, now I will see. We create one more, right? So you'll come to know.
Yes.
Let's say I want here also. This also I can drag and drop. But if I drag and drop, it will be one element, Anisha. So one patient only. It cannot be. It is not a list. Okay.
Sir.
To make it list, I use this one document references and then selected that. You got it, right? So, but if I see get patient, I need only one patient. Output will be one patient. I can drag and drop here and then I can give patient. Okay, I can do like this, or this way also I can do. I can use document reference. I can drag and drop document reference. I can select both are the same, both same active, but same. If I do here also the same, it expects patient. Both is same. Okay, so if I create document separately, it is useful. I can reuse. That's why I created a docs. If I'm not creating a docs, I can go and create. Suppose let's say here also I can directly create. Okay, I can create like this patient, which is my document. I can create here patient. Okay, below that I can create a ID like this. I can create. So what is the problem here is? What is the problem here?
We cannot reuse.
We cannot reuse. If I had to add one more field, in all the services I need to go, all the flows I need to go and add. It's a time
Like
constant. Yeah.
Yes.
So why should I waste my time? So that's why we create a document. I can use it document here, drag and drop, and patient I can do. Okay, it's my list. Only one time I created, but here I need list. I used document list, reference list. here like that. Okay, so now I can go here. So my patients is done. All my patients, I can go here, map. I did this one. Now get patients. Here also I will go here. I'm just using mapper. I will replace mapper with the adapter services. But now get patient by ID, right? So here I need to add 1 2. But question here is, see, get patients by ID, right?
Yes, we
In the
need
input
that
also, input
ID.
also I need
ID.
ID. So
ID.
that ID should match. So I can create a ID here. Okay. Now I will go to my here. Okay. I will add one more called /patient
Patient,
Patient
flower
slash
brush,
ID.
flower ID,
I'm selecting
service,
get
service name,
get
get
patient by.
patient by ID,
So it's a get method.
getter. Yes.
So this ID and the one ID, this one should match. Okay. Clear, right? If I go here mapper, I have my ID and here output is ID name. So here I'm just whatever ID is coming now, I'm just mapping now. I will remove this mapper. Okay. Test 1. I just creating. Okay. Just for testing purpose. Okay. Now I will go here /1 2 3 some ID. If I give patient ID and I'm getting the data, correct? So suppose let's say if I am giving some other /a/1 2 3, which throws error 404, means this URI is not matching with whatever the resources we created, right? Resource template, URL template. It is not matching. Okay, it's not matching. That's why it's throwing the 404. 404. We call it as a 404. Okay, but which is not found. Are you getting? So
Yes, sir.
if it is matching,
Yes, sir.
then only you'll get the data. Otherwise, you'll get, so this unauthorized something, unauthorized. Okay, let me try one more time. I got it. Okay, so data is coming. So that means my get by patients is also working. Okay, so this folder, it will automatically creates every time. Don't worry, that leave it. Now I will create one more called update, right? I wanted to get patient, get all patients. Now create patient. Correct. So I'm going to create one patient, which is nothing but a post. Okay. So my input should be, my input is patient. Correct. I should have patient details, right? I will give input is patient. Okay. My output should also, once it is created, I wanted to return the same patient information. So I will create again patient output. Okay. So here what I'm doing is just selecting the mapper just to see my if it's working or not. Then we'll change it. Okay. So whatever I'm doing is mapping. Okay. Now I will go to my patient. I will add one more called /patient. This is also patient, but it's a post method.
Post method.
So here what I can
Create
do is,
patient. Create patient.
yeah, first one I will select. Okay. I create. Save. Now I will go to my web methods. So
Postman.
whatever this method is there, right? Patient is going to this one structure. I will copy. Okay. Just to create one more post method, right? I will go to the post method. I will come to the URL. In the body, I will select raw. It's a JSON message. Okay. We need to paste it here. This one is patient. Let me create document like this. Whatever is there, I will create as is. Okay. Now here, I know that my URL is /patient. Okay. It's a post. I need content type here also. I need to change. Okay. And the header, I know accept type is application. /JSON content type also I need to set content type, setting application /JSON send. So I got the response. Whatever input I'm giving, I'm getting the response again. Okay, if I change it like 777, I got the response. So that means, let's say if I give something else here, let's say input itself patient 1. Okay, whatever I'm getting or not. So I'm not getting the data. So that means my structure should be proper, then only it is taken by this web methods, this flow service, and it is mapping. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So this is easy way we can develop now instead of previous one. So I know like create, update, and now I wanted delete. So I will create a delete flow service. Delete patient. Okay. So delete patient, I need input is ID. Okay. So I will drag and drop here ID. Okay. My output is once I deleted the data, right? See, I'm using the word differently. It may be confusion. Once deleted, after deleting the record from the database, I want to send actual data of that patient to the consumer. Okay, so that means I need to first get the data, patient data from the database, then go and delete it. Are you getting? 2 steps we need to do. Okay, let's see. So delete this one. What I output is, my output is patient, right? So I had to copy paste patient. Okay, this is my output. I'm assuming, let's say I'm using a mapper just for the testing purpose. Whatever the ID coming, okay, my output will be ID, right? So I will map it ID, name, I will hard code as test, just to see delete is working or not. Okay, so delete. Go and add ratios, which is patient. Okay, this is delete. I'm going to select my method, delete patient. Click OK. Now I will go here, create one more. So I will copy this path here, paste it here. A get method. So instead of get method, it's a delete. Okay, I'm using head authorization again needed. So header step type is application /JSON content type. Yeah. So accept is like, the one we are receiving. Accept is receiving. Okay. Content type is sending. What we are sending. So application /JSON we are sending. Okay. We are receiving. I wanted application /JSON. So this is not required for delete because we are not sending anything data. But as a standard, if you use no, in future you will not find any issue. Okay. Got it or not? So see, patient name is test. So I'm not send any delete ID. Okay. So delete. So problem is here I have not used /ID. Okay. So I should use /ID. Then only it will receive. Okay. So then I'm sending again. Method not allowed. So because I have not given the value.
ID.
So like 505 method not allowed means something is with the URL. Okay, 404 is nothing but that resource is not created. Okay, you have to remember those things. 404, what is the issue? Okay, 401, O means 0. Yeah, here O means 0. Generally in US, 0 they call it as, if it is a number, right? 0 called as O. Okay, 401 is unauthorized, access denied. Okay, 404 is not found, resource not found. So that means the URI which you created, it's not there, not configured. Okay, 405 is method not allowed. Okay, so now if I do invalid session expired, okay, again one more time, I got it. So test whatever I give is working now. Okay, so now we develop this one, create, delete, update. So all we did, create, update we have not done. We can do update also. Similarly, I can go and create my flow service. Update. This is easy way of developing REST service, right? Compared with previous one. Now my input update patient, I need ID also. First ID needed in the URL. I think you remember I explained day before yesterday. I think URL, in the URL you need ID. Create, update. In update always you need ID. Okay, because you know already ID of the patient, so for which you are updating. Okay, so first I will create ID here. Okay, in the body I need a patient, right, information, so I will use patient here. Okay, my output is patient. Once it is updated, I want that latest data back to my consumer, so I created patient here. Okay, this is my input, this input, this is output. Is it clear? Update patient. Any questions? Okay, no, right? So here map, I'll do just map, and then after that I will remove this one map with my adapter services. Okay, so whatever the data is coming, I'm just mapping now here one to one so that I can test. Okay, now patient I'm going here, I'm adding here. What I'm doing is it's a
Put.
yeah. So resource is patient slash I need ID. Okay, and service name is I'm using update patient.
Update patient.
Okay, you can do. So now I will go and use my put method instead of so this is deleted. I use put method. I'm giving the body. I need a body to place here, so I will use this patient. I'm copying this one. We know the sample now that I am using, but instead of here, this name here 6. I'm using 6 here. Same. Okay, here 6 I will put it. Some same data I'm sending here. Okay, same. I got the response back 200. So that means whatever I'm sending, I'm returning. So that means my put is also working. So let's say if I remove this one, it says method not allowed because we not passed ID. Are you getting? So
Sir.
this is a way I can develop. So this is my REST services way of development. So whatever these remaining are there, leave it. Okay. So this is easy way to develop a REST service. Why we are giving input, why we are doing all those things. Okay. What I will do is, okay, I will create again. You guys also start doing the same. Can you do that?
Yes, sir.